Good afternoon. So this is a short video with some ideas on how to integrate HTML5 content in Blackboard Learn Ultra. So what I have here is like some content that was created within HTML5 template. So I'm just going to show you how the template looks like. So I'm going to open this in Chrome. So you see it's kind of nice and modern, and on top of that is fully responsive, and it responds very well to resizing the size of the viewport. So let's try and put some of this content inside of Blackboard Learn Ultra. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these files and I'm going to copy them in the content collection. To do that, I go into Tools, I go into the content collection, I'll select the folder that I want, and well, in here I have already copied the files in the interest of time. So I'm going to just get this one, which is the algebra one, and this is how it looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going in here, I open the 360 view and I'm going to get this permanent URL. So if I do this, what I can do straight away is get into a course, and here I have a course for the sake of this demo, and I could simply create a link and I could add this URL and I could have a description. It's demo, it's not a demo this time. I can make it visible, so I save this and this will be working straight away. So you see, here's the page. However, as you see, this gets you out of the context of the course, which will not always be desirable. So let's try and do something so that this shows inside of the course window. So what we are going to do is we are going to be using LTI. So we are going to be using the LTI capabilities of Blackboard Learn Ultra to integrate this content. So the first thing that we need to make sure of is that we have this properly configured. So if I get here to the admin side, I have the LTI tool providers in here. So if I click here, I see that this domain is already configured. So because we are having the content hosted in the content collection, we have to have this domain as a provider domain that is approved, and in this case it's going to be per link, so the credentials come on a link basis. So if we are talking about a separate domains of content that comes from a different server, so we will need to also do this process and register that domain as a provider domain. So I'm closing here, I'm going back to the course. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a teaching tool with an LTI connection. So I'm just going to click here. Here I'm going to paste the URL address of the content, which in this case, as we remember, is hosted in the content collection. we're making this visible. We are just adding some fake key and some fake secret in here. And well, this is no big deal because this is already secure as everything works in the context of the LMS. We can allow in class conversations, we can open it in a new window, we can have a gradebook entry, so we are not choosing any of those things, and we are going to have a just description HTML5 second option, which is going to be saved here. So in this case, we have the content as well. We click here and you see it launches as LTI, and well, you see that we have the content which is nicely displayed inside of the platform. So also important to mention that this is responsive as well. So we are just having the content nicely rendered inside of the platform. Okay, but we can do like even better, because in this case what we did was just having this content as an LTI, but we had to go to the content collection, get the URL, add the URL, and make sure that this will work with the credentials. So let's try and make the life of our instructors easier. So what we are going to do is we are again going into the admin, we go into the LTI providers, and we go to EMEA SE demo, which is this, this server. So what we are going to do is to manage placements, and here we are going to create another placement. So this is going to be HTML demo 2, and this is going to be algebra. So just some text here, which is HTML5 demo of some algebra content. So here we are going to call it again HTML5 algebra. So we're making it available. We want it as a course content, but we are not going to click on any of this. We are going to add an icon. So in this case, I already have the HTML5 logo in here. The tool provided URL is going to be the URL for the resource that we already got from the content collection. We are just going to put any fake values in here, and that should be it. So now we get the message that this placement was created and that this is, well, the algebra one, and we have the two of them here. So now what has changed is that if I go back to the course and I want to add that algebra content, I don't have to paste the link from the content collection or having to configure directly the LTI in the course. I can simply come here, go to the content market, and here I have the HTML5 demo, and I have the HTML5 demo algebra. So if I click here, I can see a sample of this. So as you see, this is the content that we configure, and I can add it to the course. So note that here, as a teacher, I didn't have to go for any configuration at all. So it was just pre-configured. It was in the content side of things. So it was in the content market. And as a teacher, I'm just making this visible and available for the student. So if I click here in the context of the course, and you see it launches the LTI, so I have the content here, and I can also make it responsive, so you see it works really well inside of Ultra. It looks really great. So I hope this has been helpful. So these are just a few ideas on how to integrate that kind of content inside of the course. But I have something else. So if I create a document and I add text, so it's true that I cannot have HTML content here directly, but I can have an LTI item inside of the content editor. So that means that if I click here, I go again to the content market, I can add the this case demo for algebra. I can change the name, so in this case it could be, well, I don't know, it could be lesson 2 algebra, and that content is going to be inserted inline inside of the content of the course. So this means that if I save this, if I call this lesson 2 algebra, and if I click here, I am going to get to that content as well. So that is an additional way of having that rich HTML content seamlessly integrated inside of the course. So I hope that has been useful, and please come to me if you have any comments or questions. Thank you and goodbye.